Welcome to RSS once again. Toastmasters, as you know, is a volunteer organization. We promote good speaking skills and good leadership skills. And we are here to have another fun meeting full of education and warmth. With that being said, I'm going to turn it over to our warm and lovely president, Miss Yasmin.
Thank you. I know you mentioned about me when you say warm, but I don't know who is lovely. I see lovely faces around. And Tiger and Stephen, thank you for keeping the gender balance. We were almost thinking it to be a women-only meeting, but we thought it's a Halloween and we should have zombies with us. So we are considerate about you both. Guys, you guessed it. Well, we have a very excited meeting theme. And if you all are looking at the videos, you know who is the most colorful person around to carry the meeting forward with a bright smile and bright colors. Let's welcome all the way Sarah as the Toastmaster of the day. So Sarah, please take it away.
Thank you, Jasmine. You said already very well. We have a special theme today, which is Halloween. So I will give you some facts and some history about this holiday during the meeting, and I hope we all can have lots of fun. First of all, Halloween is a tradition with Celtic origins. People used to light bonfires and wear costumes in order to ward off ghosts at that time. But nowadays, this tradition has been extended to almost all the world, and it has also been mixed with other traditions, other religious traditions, etc. And it will be interesting for the participants today to know how do they celebrate Halloween, or if you do it in your country. But first, let me tell you the meeting is composed. We have three main parts. And in the first part, we will have the prepared speeches. Then in the second part, we will have the impromptu speeches or table topics. And finally, we will have the evaluation part. We are all very happy to be participating. And this meeting wouldn't be the same if we wouldn't have a technical team who is helping with the evaluation of the whole meeting. For today, I asked this technical team to introduce their roles by starting with the sentence, "My role is the most terrifying because." So I will ask to do that to our two technical team members, which are, first of all, Tiger in the role of grammarian and accounter. So please, Tiger, introduce your role.
Hi there. My role is the most terrifying because I speak English as a native, yet most of you speak English better than I do. Here we go. As the grammarian, I am looking for excellent uses of English. I am also looking for very poor uses of English, which I'm sure I won't have to make any notes of. My way of doing this is a little different. So here is what I am warning you. This is going to be a test at the end to test your listening skills. So please listen during the meeting and we'll have a little fun at the end. Back to you, Ms. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Tiger. I'm terrified by this role because English is not my first language. But I am sure I will learn a lot from you. One question, do we have a word of the day as well?
The word of the day I just made up. The word of the day is discombobulated, which means basically confused, frustrated, out of sorts. Discombobulated, and I will put that in the chat.
Thank you very much.
With the right spelling, Tiger.
With the right spelling? No, that's not going to happen.
Thank you very much. And our second member of this technical team is the timer. And for today, this role will be performed by our president, Jasmine. So please, Jasmine, introduce your role.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. Timer role is very critical role, is interesting role, because you have to keep, as a timer, I have to be awake with my mobile all the time. But to keep you awake, I will be using my cards. If you see this card, this means it's all good. It's time to sort of, it's a good time. When you see this card, you know it's a time to start moving towards conclusion. And when you see this card, you know it is the time to just hold. But my advice is, the moment you see the red card, don't hold of a sudden saying like, okay, bye-bye, red card, scene, time, over. But start thinking of wrapping up when you see the yellow card. So I'll be using these cards. I believe every one of us are Toastmaster here and are familiar with the timings of the speeches, but to repeat, the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. The table topics is going to be between 1 to 2 minutes, and the evaluation is going to be 3 minutes. And I'll report the timings in the chat, giving it back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Jasmine. I'm also terrified by this role because we all know our time is scarce, so we have to use it very, very well. And before moving on to the prepared speeches, let me tell you some other tradition of the Celtic people. They thought that the end of the summer was exactly the 31st of October. And this day was also the beginning of the dark and the cold winter. This time of the year was then associated with human death. So that's a part of that tradition of Halloween. Now, before the Deja starts with her prepared speech, I want to know, how do you celebrate Halloween, Deja?
How do I, or how will I?
How do you normally do it?
Normally, it's hard to say what normal is these days, with the last 2 years being almost 3 years, we're going on 3 years, being taken up by the pandemic. I suppose I just find some friends to hang out with and maybe sneak some candy. I haven't had very big plans for Halloween in a long time.
Great, thank you for sharing. Could you also share the project that we are presenting your speech today, because I don't have the information?
Yes, the name of my speech is Passion for Learning, Spain.
Thank you. And this is which level?
It's not part of my pathways. It's
okay.
Just a speech that I wanted to present on.
Great. Then I will let the virtual stage to Deja with her speech, Passion for Learning, Deja.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Sarah. The name of my speech is Passion for Learning, Spain, and I wanted to present on it because I will be, in less than a week, going to Spain. First, I'll start off with answering your original question, Sarah. What am I terrified about with this role? And I can tell you very easily, I'm terrified of this role because I am usually underprepared and do not prepare enough content to fill the whole speech time. I become discombobulated at the end of my speech because I don't know how to fill the rest of my time. Okay, I have a presentation, so I will put that up on the screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
All right, let's start at the beginning. In less than a week, I will be flying out. Oh, you guys don't want to see that. I need 2 screens for this. I didn't think about that. Okay, I will stop sharing and then share at the appropriate time. I'll share. There we go. In less than a week, I will be flying out of Oregon on my way to Spain. So I thought this would be an excellent opportunity to learn about the Kingdom of Spain and share that learning with all of you. First, I'd like to know what people in the rest of the world think about Spain. What do they know about Spain? When they think about Spain, what do they think about? Sarah, could you tell me what you guys think about where you're from? Do you know anything about Spain?
Well, it's a nice country. They speak Spanish, very similar cultural background like Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Stephen, what about you?
The first thing I think about Spain is the football. Yeah, I like very much. I like football. Yeah, there are a lot of famous football club in Spain.
I'm a big soccer, as we call it here in the United States. I'm a big soccer player and fan as well. Yasmin, what about you?
Tapas. To
Yes.
eat love tapas.
Yes, that is what I am so excited about. I am a big foodie and I am excited to try all the food that I can. And then Ayu, what about you? Out in Bali, what do they think about Spain?
Spain, cold, Europe. Well, I've never been in Spain. That's what I think first. And they speak Spanish, which is I don't understand, which one language that I don't understand. That's it.
Hablo un poquito español. Soy de la Contada de Naranja, or Orange County, which is very close to the Mexican border. So I studied Spanish in high school and college, and I have been studying it like crazy ever since I booked my trip to Spain. All right, now I'm going to present my screen. On the screen is the national flag of Spain, or Bandera de España. It consists of 3 horizontal stripes, 2 red and 1 yellow, the yellow being twice the size of the red stripes. Oops. You're gonna have to see some of my speech. I'll know next time to print out my speech. On the left of the flag is the coat of arms of Spain, which consists of the arms of the medieval kingdoms that would unite to form Spain in the 15th century, including the royal crown, the arms of the House of Bourbon, the Pillars of Hercules, and the Spanish national motto, plus ultra, meaning further beyond. So these are the Pillars of Hercules right here, which are located on the Strait of Gibraltar. which separates the Iberian Peninsula and the continent of Africa. And then the words plus ultra are here on the red ribbon. Most of Spain is located on the Iberian Peninsula within the European continent. Oops. Spain is a developed country, a secular parliamentary democracy, and a constitutional monarchy with King Philip VI as head of state. It is a high-income country and an advanced economy with the world's 14th largest economy by nominal GDP or gross domestic product, and 16th largest by PPP, or pay per person, I believe is what that means. Spain has one of the longest life expectancies in the world at 83.5 years in 2019. It is a member of the United Nations, European Union, Eurozone, Council of Europe, Organization of Ibero-American States, the Union for the Mediterranean, and the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, as well as many other international organizations. You can see here that we have all of the European countries and the continent of Europe, with Spain being in this dark green color. My personal tour next week, it will start and end in the capital city of Spain, which is Madrid. It will go west to Zaragoza and then on to Barcelona, which many of you are probably familiar with. And I am over my time already. Okay, I will wrap that up. Thank you so much for learning with me about the country of Spain.
Thank you, Deja, for that interesting speech. I wish we had much more time to learn even more about Spain. There are many interesting things to tell. I hope you have a lot of fun in your trip. Deja will be evaluated later on by E.T., right? He will be the evaluator.
Ayu.
By Ayu. I'm sorry. Okay, then we have the second part of the speech of this meeting, which will be the table topic. And before moving on, I will tell you another fact about this Halloween tradition, where the Celtic thought that the final day of the summer was October 21st. They also thought that after this, it will be the time of the dead. But the interesting thing here is that exactly in the night of the 31st of October, they thought there was no boundary anymore between the living world and the dead world, so that it could be mixed. They then wear some costumes to ward the ghosts off, and they also, because they thought that the dead came back to Earth on that day. So now let's move on to the table topic session of this meeting, which will be led today by Stephen. Stephen, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Sarah. So I'm Stephen Liu. I'm the table topic for today. So I would like to remind everyone on several items. The first one is the word of day today is the discombobulated. Sorry for my pronunciation. The second item is each of the speech will be 1 or 2 minutes, yeah, for everyone. So this is some items I want to remind of. So, okay, so next I would have a question for the TMOD, Sarah. So today's the topic is Halloween, since today is Halloween. So what's your most memorable Halloween party?
Thank you, Stephen, for that question. Actually, in Mexico, we don't really celebrate Halloween. This is a new tradition. We have another tradition, which is Dia de los Muertos, as Deja has it in the background. On that day, it's kind of a cultural and religious day where we go to the church, we go to the cemetery, we remember our loved ones that passed away, we bring food to the graves, and during the whole day and the whole night, we think that the ones that passed away are with us, like kind of celebrating. It is not a sad day. On the contrary, it is a day with a lot of music, colors, and we are happy because they come back. This is a very, very old tradition. This tradition was from before the Spanish came to Mexico. Nowadays, this tradition has been mixed a little bit with Halloween. Some people, some children go out to the streets and ask for candies, so that we have this cultural Dia de Muertos with this Halloween tradition, and it is kind of a very interesting mix. For myself, I don't really remember a Halloween party in my childhood, but I remember being dressed up as any monster or movie of Hollywood. I just really like it to dress up, and I like it to go out sometimes for candy, sometimes just to go to the street with that costume and being with friends. So for me, that was this mix of traditions of Dia de Muertos and Halloween. Back to you, Stephen.
Thank you so much. So we can learn a lot of traditional, from in your country, Mexico. Yeah. I also saw a movie. This is 007. Yeah. The first thing is the traditional holiday. Yeah. In your country. Yeah. So this is really nice. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So let's move on to I pick up some guests. So I saw Heidi. Heidi is on the call. So, hello. Okay. Hello, Heidi. Yeah, nice to meet with you. Yeah, yeah. So I believe you came from China, right?
Yes, I'm come from China.
Okay. So usually the Halloween is the Western countries, the holiday is for the kids, but for the adult also in China nowadays also very popular. So can you tell me what's your favorite dress code for Halloween party?
Favorite? You mean the question is for me? Sorry, pardon. Favorite dress code for me or for?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So maybe you can. So maybe you can tell me some experience. How do you celebrate the Halloween in China?
Yeah, nowadays many young generations they really like dress up, custom to different cosplay in different their roles, right? For my experience, I experienced a few days ago that I went out to the street. I already saw a lot of young elders to dress up and make up very unique on the street and just walking on the street and dancing or singing in the street. For me, I don't really dress up or make up or something, but I just sitting by the road and drink beer and watch those people too. I feel really having fun for that. Yeah. And then also what I remember is we have a English club, a Toastmasters English club in my district, and we also dressed up and decorated the meeting, our last meeting in a Halloween theme, right? And has all those our members and guests make up and then give their presentation, and it feels very special. That's all I can share. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, for the sharing. Yeah, we learn you have a lot of fun. Yeah, during the Halloween. Thank you so much. Okay, so back to you, TMOD Sarah.
Jasmine, we don't have time for one more or two more table topic.
Indeed, we have. Yeah. We
have.
Oh,
okay. If time, yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, if time allows, so I will pick up the. I saw a very cool. Yeah. Maybe this is using some AR technology from ET. Yeah. Hey ET.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah. You can using some AR technology. Yeah. So can you tell me a little bit, how do you celebrate the Halloween in your country?
Okay, that's my question, right? Okay, I start. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Indonesia. Well, the ghosts are coming to the town. We celebrated the Halloween. The children will come and bring some candy from the parents. If you don't give them, they will harm you. And yes, as a fellow teenager, when I was discombobulated and have a lot of insecurities, I knew it very well that the parents, the neighbors, the teachers are really working hard for the students' activities. So my fellow parents here or my fellow friends here, if you see a teacher working so hard to your children, you should support them. And when you have this parent teacher meeting, you should come and you should bring the best because they have tried their best to your children. And we celebrated this Halloween with a lot of theme like local ghosts or even the international ghosts or the local ghosts that go international like pocong, kuntilanak. You can try to type it there. The pocong is the one that with the ribbon, the white ribbon, but the ribbon is not funny. They have this stuff in their nose, so it indicated that they are dead. And the kuntilanak is the one that looks like a lady, long hair, wet and white dress. And this long lady, another one is tuyul. Tuyul is a child ghost. So my fellow Toastmaster, the timer haunts me with the red, the color of blood. I'm scared. I have made it the end. Back to you. Oh!
Yeah. Thank you, ET. Yeah, for yeah, very fun and very impressive speech. Thank you. So let me pick up another person. Yeah, maybe pick up from US. So Tiger. So Tiger. So usually we saw in the movie. So in Halloween, usually we using two colors. One is orange, another one is black. So can you explain these two colors stand for? Can you get my question?
This is a interesting question for me because I went to Oregon State University, and Oregon State University's colors are black and orange. One time I looked up, every school has colors in the United States. I don't know how it is internationally, but every university has a color theme in the United States because every university has athletic teams, and to distinguish one from the other, we have colors. So I looked it up one time, and here's what's really interesting. Oklahoma State, which is also OSU, Oklahoma State University, Oregon State University, is also black and orange. So when Oregon State and Oklahoma State play, they have to agree on who's going to wear orange and who's going to wear black so they can tell who's who. The orange and black with Halloween, the orange comes from pumpkins. What can I say? The black comes from nighttime, the scary part of nighttime. Where this came from, I have no idea. In terms of my school colors of orange and black, I did some research. I really couldn't find anything that was very profound, but it's really cool. And there's someone here I took to an Oregon State football game, someone from Indonesia who's never seen American football. And here was the coolest part. The entire stadium was orange. 40,000 people wearing orange is quite a sight, let me tell you. I don't even like orange. I like black, not crazy about orange, but orange and black is an interesting color combination. Use it next time you go out to get candy for free. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Tiger, for the detailed explanations. Thank you so much. We learn a lot. Yeah, thank you. So back to you, TMOD Sarah.
Thank you, Stefan. Very interesting question, and very interesting to know how you celebrate Halloween in your countries. Now to move on to the third part of our meeting, the evaluation part, let me tell you some facts that maybe you didn't know. For example, 1/4 of all candy sold annually in US is purchased for Halloween. And one other interesting fact is that people are now also buying costumes for their pets. And every year, even more and more. The year 2021, they spent double that much than they spent in the year 2010. With this, I want to give the word to our general evaluator, Titin, which will be responsible to give feedback for the whole meeting. Titin, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sarah. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and a pleasure to be the general evaluator for this meeting. And my role is the most terrifying because I'm like a mother-in-law who will keep my eagle eyes for whatever you have done here. Just kidding. I saw that everyone enjoyed the meeting very much. Now, let us commence this evaluation session with the evaluation of the prepared speech speaker. Evaluations is one of the most important elements of Toastmasters. So please join me to welcome our individual project evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Ayu Anantia.
Thank you, Titin. Before I start my evaluation, I will say my role is the most terrifying role because because I need to pay attention, and sometimes if I cannot find any wrong or not wrong, anything that I can suggest for the speaker to improve, it can make my mind like I will feel discombobulated with that. Whoa, what to say, what to do, what to suggest, right? Okay, now I will start my evaluation. Deja, thank you for the enthusiasm when you share what you are doing right now. I mean, your mind, heart, and soul, it seems like connected to Spain at the moment. And whatever you learn, you try to share with us, which is beautiful. There are three. That's the first one that I like about your speech, the content, and then the second one that you are trying to engage with the audience. You ask people what they know about Spain, not just giving a lecture. This is good. Number three is I can tell, since you are doing this PowerPoint and even we can see your speech, it means you did your preparation. You have prepared this speech. Three things that I would like to suggest. I think the first one is a bit minor, and you know that you will prepare on the technology side what to do, right? So we don't need to see your speech. Another thing is probably that I will just rehearse that, or if you don't want to print, you just write the idea and then you elaborate from that. So you don't need to always read, because I believe you have a very vivid memories or imagination or words that you can use if you just write down the idea and just explore from there. Then the next one is on the engagement. I feel it was just a little bit too much because you choose 4. Yeah, maybe maximum 3, but my suggestion is actually 1 or 2 because we want to learn more from you. Nothing is really right or wrong, but this is just my suggestion: 1 or 2, maximum 3. Then the last one is my last suggestion is closing. Why? It will be more like interesting if you can close the speech with maybe a message, call to action, or something that, not just, oh, it's red, I need to stop, right? I saw that in table topic 2. It's just close with something. If you have something in mind to go to Spain, you can always contact me, and I will share a little bit of my knowledge or my experience in Spain with you. So you will always not alone, or think something like that, Deja. Thank you so much, and over to you, Titin, Madam General Evaluator.
Round of applause, please, for distinguished Toastmaster Ayu Anantia. Thank you very much, DTM Ayu, for your comprehensive, uplifting feedback and evaluations for Toastmaster Deja. We do learn a lot from your feedback, and we are now done with the individual evaluation round, and we shall move on to the reports of our wonderful team. And to start off, let us invite our grammarian Toastmaster Tiger for his report.
Thank you, Miss General Evaluator, and welcome, Kanang. This meeting has been quite well spoken. Is that proper English? You tell me. Look that up. Our language has been, for the most part, very good. And I got to admit, I've been a little bit lazy. I did hear about a dozen ahs. There were a few so's thrown in just for a little flavor. The one thing that I have noticed, and again, I realize that most of you are speaking English as a second language, there is this tendency to start a thought and then take a different direction. So my advice is that when you are speaking, and this wasn't just the foreign speakers, it was also those of us who are native, when you start a thought, complete the thought, go to the next thought, as opposed to getting caught in the middle. It's called double clutching, and it was done quite a bit today. So that's just one thing I would suggest. Now let's have some fun. Who said the following? Coat of arms. Go ahead and unmute. Go ahead, throw it out there.
Deja.
That was Deja, and I haven't heard that now. Deja, right? Deja. Thumbs up, Deja. Yeah, that's something I haven't heard in a long time. She also said something about a constitutional monarchy. Say that 3 times real fast. Tradition. Somebody said tradition 4 times. Four times, you guys.
Sarah.
Someone picked up on that. Yes, that was Sarah. That was an excellent usage. All right, young generation. And yes, Yasmin, I see the red, but we have lots of time, so just turn off your colors. Unless you have orange or black, I don't want to see it. Young generation, who said that?
Heidi.
Young generation, yes.
Heidi.
Talk about drinking beer and watching the young generation have fun. Sounds like something I do. Who are the only 2 people that said discombobulated besides me?
Stephen. Ayu.
It's
I
an
did.
Indian. Oh, Deja said it. 3 people. Sorry, but I was gonna make a joke that it's an Indonesian thing. So our Indonesian.
Elio said it too.
Elios.
Ayu. I think that was it, other than Deja. Who said mother-in-law?
I know this.
No, those are 3 words that no man ever wants to hear. Especially in mother-in-law is coming to visit. That is a sentence that no man ever wants to hear. Who said a call to action? I love this Toastmaster cliche.
Ayu.
Yes. So here's my call to action, everybody. Keep working on your English. Keep having fun. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Tiger. Round of applause for our grammarians. A detailed, considerate, organized report. I like that you show the appreciation to each of the participants, who mentioned the word of the day and the wonderful words and phrases. So we have improved our grammar by listening to your explanation. And now we will have Toastmaster Tiger again for his and WOD counter, for the counter report. Toastmaster Tiger.
This is going to make Yasmin very happy because I basically put that into my other report. So I am done. 10 seconds, Yasmin. How about that?
I believe Tiger has said his, okay, thank you.
Yes.
You know, like I already did that. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Okay, thank you. So this awareness will hopefully provide motivation to cut out the filler words from our speeches. And now I would like to provide my general evaluation for the meeting. This morning's Roseburg Storytellers Toastmasters Club's meeting went very well, started at 9:01 a.m. at your time, I believe. I can feel the warm camaraderie here throughout the meeting with the very interesting topic and the word of the day that has enriched our vocabulary. So it is very much enjoyable to be here. And I would like also to thank all the participants who come and visit us this morning, extending my gratitude to the role takers. So thank you very much for the Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Sarah, Grammarian, and Counter, Toastmaster Tiger, our table topic master, Toastmaster Sivan, and the individual evaluator, Toastmaster Ayu Anantia. And today we have enriched our vocabulary with the word of the day that is discombobulated, which fits the theme of the meeting. And it was used quite often throughout the meeting. We had the wonderful table topic session led by Toastmaster Stephen. He has prepared the great questions which fit to the meeting theme. Okay, thank you for such the interesting and entertaining session. And I would like also to thank our timer Toastmaster Yasmin, who has worked diligently with the timing scheme. And for the room of improvement, perhaps I can humbly offer two suggestions. Perhaps one will be the program, the meeting program, a simple meeting program or agenda so that we can be more well prepared. Okay. Perhaps especially for the evaluators, they might want to take a look at the manual first, okay, so they can provide a more thorough evaluation for the speakers. And then perhaps if there is a guest in the meeting, we may want to have a break time, a short break time of several minutes. And this break time can be used to ask the guests what do they need by joining, Toastmasters, suggestions that they may want to offer to improve the meetings. How can this meeting help them to meet their expectations? So it will be useful for marketing purpose, especially if there is a guest joining. So congratulations, Roseburg Storytellers Toastmasters Club, for the well-prepared, well-arranged meeting today, where we can gain two things from the meeting. It is enjoyable. It is a fruitful, educative meeting. So it is such a great and safe place to learn and practice our public speaking. We learn a lot from the insights of the speakers this morning, and I hope many people can get the benefits by joining the RSS meeting here. And now I shall return the control back to the Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Sarah.
Thank you, Titin. Very well noted on this feedback and suggestions for improvement. I want to thank you for your participation. Thank you for coming with a very positive attitude, also with the theme of the meeting. I hope you have a very nice Halloween today. I have learned a lot about how you celebrate this. And I'm very happy to have joined this meeting. With this, I want to hand over to our president, Jasmine.
Thank you so much. Wow, I'm so happy. I have 10 minutes for myself today. One of the rarest opportunity where I get time towards the end of the meeting, and I want to utilize it very, very, very efficiently, because I see the wealth of knowledgeable, jovial, and happy people around. And I take the evaluation of general evaluator quite seriously. We can use this 10 minutes to see and learn from each other what is the value of Toastmaster, what are our expectations from Toastmaster in the in our personal growth or in total. I'm very curious to note actually that we had a very interesting meeting today because we have had members playing the role. We have had guests playing the role, some of whom are seasoned Toastmasters. At the same time, we have some prospective Toastmasters playing the role. So it's a very unique combination, we must admit and admire. And I'm very curious, and I would like to begin with a new face I see in the meeting, which is Hedi. Hedi, welcome and warm welcome from the president on behalf of RSS for joining our meeting. Do you know already about Toastmasters? How do you know about Toastmasters? Or where do you see Toastmaster contributing in your personal life or your professional growth?
I are just a very new member joined Toastmaster. I think it's about 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
So I'm still in process in learning of Toastmasters. See, and I still haven't chose my pathway, and I was studying the whole evening this evening to browser the internet. I mean, Toastmaster website to find out what I want to sign for my pathway, so I can ice break for my first speech in my club.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you are yet to give your icebreaker speech?
Not yet, yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be such an achievement, your first icebreaker speech. I think most of us will agree with me that our icebreaking speech is the most memorable one because it's the start of the journey. It's our first speech, so it's very close to our heart. I'm sure you will do so good. Keep yourself motivated, and if possible, then come back. We would also like to have your speech presented in our club. Feel free to be in our club as often as you can. As I say, we are held online. We are very diverse club, and we meet every week, same time, same link.
Thank you.
I want to go and ask Sarah. Sarah, you are, I think, like me in the journey of Toastmaster for like quite a bit time. We are still yet to be seasoned Toastmaster, but we have given good number of years to this journey. What is your self-reflection on your Toastmasters journey so far?
For me, it has been a growing journey. Like really, every meeting, I'm learning something new, and I'm getting to know very interesting people that I know that I can learn something from them. And at the beginning, I was afraid to take any role, but then I like it. I wanted to take a role every time, and you notice how much it helps and it likes to you. And I really, really have enjoyed this journey.
Wow. And we are so happy, Sarah, that you consider RSS as one important part of this journey. Like, I know you are with our club for so many years, even you had to break for some short time, but you were back to RSS, and that makes us feel very, very good. Thank you, Sarah, for being there. Stephen, how does it feel to take up the roles? Very challenging, isn't it? It was the first time you picked up table topics.
Yes, this is also a very memorable day for me. So actually, to pick up a role, it means a lot of work behind the scene. So you need to get yourself prepared and in advance so that you can engage with everyone and to have more interest topic, and to make sure everyone are engaged and everyone can present themselves So this is very important for this role today. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Yeah, thank you so much.
Wow, we are so glad, Stephen, that you are challenging yourself, given that you are very new, very, very new, like Hedi. And thank you for considering RSS and being member. I know we are waiting for your membership form, but we have already accepted you as our member. And we are very, very glad that you took up the role and the challenge. But your comment is very interesting. So you see that it's not what we come and present here. It's about the process. So much of practice and processing and information that goes behind the scene before we come and present ourselves here. It's the journey, right? That's yes. More important. I remember the words from one of the commentator, a very seasoned Toastmaster, and she said, Toastmaster is not a sprint. It's not that we have to finish it in 1 minute. It's a marathon. It's like a marathon. So let Toastmasters grow on you. Like you don't run Toastmasters. Let Toastmasters run you. And your comment actually made me think about what valuable, suggestion she gave. So welcome to this journey, to this fantastic journey of self-exploration, Stephen. But having said that, I'll wait for your membership form. So please consider it also as a gentle reminder to please send me the form.
Sorry for the delay.
No worries. Delays are part and parcel of our life, but let this parcel pass on quickly.
Okay.
Deja. Who are you taking along with you to Spain?
I just going by myself.
Oh, I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of fun. And thank you for taking that speech, Deja. I think it's your second or third speech, isn't it?
I had my icebreaker. I did the one about being luck. No, that was my icebreaker. And then I did coffee, and then I did Spain, but I did something else. I feel like it was my fourth speech.
Fourth speech. How does it feel, Deja? Coming from first to the fourth?
Just fine. I still need to finish preparing well ahead of time so that I have time to actually rehearse. That would help me a lot.
Yeah. As I said, Deja, I think we learned that it's more practicing and things that goes behind the scene before we come here.
Yep.
So I agree with you in totality. I share your experience. It's the same. But I must say that you are getting so good at giving impromptu speeches already, like even at your fourth speech. Very well done, Deja.
Thank you.
Titan, I'm also very curious to know about your Toastmasters journey, Titan. How you got introduced, how it is helping you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yasmin. So I joined Toastmasters in last year, 2021. And I knew Toastmasters actually around 11 years ago from a Buddhist monk in Indonesia. Yes, but I was quite busy at the time because every meeting were conducted offline, the face-to-face meeting, and it was when pandemic hit, then I got the time to search about Toastmasters again. So I remembered about that Buddhist monk taught me that there is a very nice and great organization, Toastmasters. I searched it from Instagram at the time, and I did the club hopping. So yeah, so here I am now doing the club hopping and meeting wonderful people like all of you here. Very interesting, amazing experience.
So true, Titan. I think one of the best thing with the online clubs, and it's the gift from COVID that so many clubs moved online, is that we can really hop over to several clubs, and it's so interesting. It's the same structure, but the dynamics of every club and every meeting is so special. And I think there is so much learning and cross exchanges visiting these several clubs. How many clubs are you member now with, Titan?
Now I'm a member of Empire
Empire.
Toastmasters in
It's
Indonesia.
the same as Ilios, is it?
Yes. Yes.
Ah, where is Ilios? I don't see Ilios. There is someone looking like Ilios, but I don't know where is Ilios. Okay, that's nice. That's very nice, Titan. Titan, what are monk doing with Toastmasters?
Pardon?
What are monks doing with Toastmasters?
I think before he became a monk, perhaps he was a member of Toastmasters, and then he told me about this wonderful club where I can practice my public speaking and then delivering speech. And yeah, it turns out to be very nice to join meetings from various clubs.
Yeah, Titan, I'm always going to remember this, that you told me that a monk introduced you to Toastmaster, because I would really, it raised the way I look at Toastmasters. It's not only because we think, okay, it's all just public speaking and communication skill, but even like, people's might have had different perspectives coming up through this Toastmasters journey. And it's just because monks have so special perspective and thought process, even they sort of appreciating this type of organization is really something I'm really fascinated to learn about. Thank you for sharing that, Titan. Ravi. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah. How are things with you, Ravi? We are just sharing our experiences with Toastmasters journey and how it has contributed in our life in totality. So do you have something to share with us?
Well,
how did it all started, and where do you feel yourself now?
Sure. So I am not sure if I've shared this with Roseburg folks before, but the first time that I heard about Toastmasters, it was in a very negative light. And so I did not attend the club's meetings at all for, I think, about 3.5 years. And then when I finally had an opportunity to attend, I was blown away. And I wondered why I spent, I wondered if there was a way I could go back in time and attend for the 3 years that I didn't get a chance. So that's something I still talk about every time I introduce Toastmasters to anybody new. And I think it was a similar feeling for even during the pandemic, everything was virtual, so I was missing out on meeting people, but I did get to meet people virtually from different countries. But then I discovered Roseburg through Yasmin, and so I was really happy. And I think that was like a second phase of my Toastmasters life, is what, if I can put it that way. A lot of great. Every time I talk about Roseburg, I tell folks that there's a whole lot of diversity here and a lot of great mentors, a lot of encouragement, and a lot of good feedback to improve ourselves. So that way, I always look forward to joining in and participating and contributing.
Ravi, tell us honestly, someone in RSS bribed you to say this?
Yeah, being Halloween, I was promised a whole lot of vegan candy, so I...
That's something from a witty man. And if you have to give credit to someone being his witty, I think it's going to be the Toastmasters. But interesting, Ravi, because I have heard this from a couple of other Toastmasters as well, that their first interaction with Toastmasters was not on a positive note. Rather, it was something which made them sort of, repulse the idea. And then they sort of reinvented their perspective about Toastmasters through some other clubs or through some other experience. And I think it is therefore very important as to the role of the club, as the club we choose, and what is the club environment. how are we able to sort of allow everyone express and feel comfortable within the club environment? Because I agree with you that it could be something which might, which might scare people in the beginning. But because not everyone is like Stephen to take up challenge, even if they don't think it's like, I'm going to take this role. You challenge me and I'm going to take it up, right? So,
right. I mean, just to clarify, Yasmin, and I hope I'm not taking up too much time. I never really got an opportunity to attend. It was just the way in which it was described was not good enough. So, so it was just somebody else's perception, which I made my own, which I think I guess I was naive at that time and I'm not anymore. So that's something I can say I learned.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really good that you share this side of the story as well, Ravi.
And I'm having a tough time keeping a straight face because of all of the faces that Helios is making, but I'm doing my best.
Yeah. Is there someone called Helios, or I don't know who is there behind? Yeah, this guy looks better. Do you have any suggestion for Toastmasters, how Toastmasters can be like you?
Be like this.
Elias, how Toastmasters have contributed to your journey?
Okay, just a quick sense, 2 cents from me. I'm very shy person. I didn't want to meet people, especially women. I will easily get nervous if I get near to women, and I don't know what to talk. But the table topic obviously make me things different. I can get like a pick up line with asking the table topic to the women. Weird, but works. And to certain what we call it, certain level, I am very confident, or maybe mostly overconfident, and I can try to suppress my energy. So I learn a lot about how to pause in Toastmasters because I tend to speak too fast. I tend to speak not with fear or not with clarity. People cannot understand what I have been saying. They will say that, "What have you been saying?" And me too. I didn't understand what I have been saying. Sometimes my mouth speaks faster than my mind, and that's what happened in Toastmasters. I try to organize my thoughts by doing the prepare script, by doing the projects, and also how to conquer the hard question. The hardest question that I will always ask by women, of course. What do you think about me? What about our status? I will never answer that question. And then I become a ghost to have
Interesting comment, Elias. Interesting. I really like the way you self-analyze and self-critique yourself, that you are confident and at times overconfident, and that's what repels women from you. So thank God Toastmasters allow men like you to be better. No, this is something I don't want to be recorded, but thank you. It's a very, very good idea, and a different perspective to see like the variety of the people, the thoughts they have. Like Ilios, he wants to really slow his pace, and this platform gives him a chance to slow down. Even if you all have noticed, Ilios uses this platform to be creative and innovative. And he feels comfortable here to just be the way he wants to and experiment new things. And there could be no safer platform like this, right? Where he will not be judged. He would rather be provided a feedback of how he could be better and creative, right? So that's nice, Ilios. I know I have kept Tiger as the only person pending, and I did it on purpose because I wanted him to give the last concluding perspective and the enriching perspective of how and why he think we should consider Toastmasters as to be part of our journey and how he has feel the change.
Wow, did I actually hear that correctly? I get the last perspective. How about that? Those of you guys who know that Yasmin and I have been friends for, I think about 3 years ago. I rejoined Toastmasters in 2019, and it's the best decision I've ever made. There's a number of reasons for that. Number one, I get to meet a lot of very interesting people from all over the world. I was doing international meetings before the COVID. And the reason for that was I live in a very small area and there was only one small Toastmaster group, and it wasn't doing a whole lot for me. A friend offered me to go online, and I did that. And that's where I met Yasmin at a Witty Storyteller meeting, which is an international group. When COVID hit, I was at home taking care of my dad, basically had nothing better to do. I was surfing the world, and I've met people from 80 different countries. So this for me has been eye-opening. It's been phenomenal. How do I put this politically correct? I got roped into doing leadership, area director, division director. And I joke about that, but that was really a good experience because when you do that, you meet other very motivated people. This is a voluntary organization. It's amazing to me how many people put in literally hundreds of hours without pay. And it's pretty impressive. My journey now is contest. I haven't been able to compete because I've been in area district leadership. So my journey this year is to compete. There's a humor contest. There's an international contest. I have rewritten my international speech 15 times in 2 years. This is very, very challenging. To do it well, people give a speech, get a little bit of feedback, and then maybe do it a second time. I've done my international speech 23 times, and I'll do it another 30 before I give it. You talk to the international speakers, the ones that win the championship, they'll do a speech 100 times or more. So if you really want to get good at a speech and you think that you just do it once and maybe get feedback and do it a second time, and that's a lot. If you really want to get good at a speech, you do it, you get feedback, you do it, you get feedback, you do it, you get feedback. That is the only way that a speech becomes valuable.
Yeah.
Anyway, so leadership, I got into leadership quite accidentally. I learned a lot from that. I am now going to compete, and I have come to realize that great speakers work very, very, very hard. Which is not Yasmin, you know me, I'm pretty lazy. This is a challenge for me to get feedback and continually try to improve. It's a great challenge because no matter how good your speech is or you think it is, there's always 2 or 3 things that you could do better. Back to you, Yasmin.
I agree with you in totality. It's the continuous growth. And I really like your comment because you bring in from your experience 3 perspectives. We see Toastmaster as something which is going to help us with public speaking. That's the starting point when we join, because we struggle with as to even how to structure our speech. As we move on in our journey, we take up challenging roles, challenges to compete, challenges to get into leadership. Well, sometimes we might be thrown into leadership, but that's how we learn at times. And this reflects the dynamic realities of the world, because in the real world, there are situations when we are thrown into things and we just have to take up, the things that comes to us. So I've heard it's a very small group. It's 8 people here with us today. Maybe we were 10. The range of experiences that you guys have shared, just 10 people, it's mind-boggling. And I'm just emphasizing on this for all of us to absorb that how much it is that Toastmasters contribute to our growth, knowingly, unknowingly, directly, I really like this as a process, and what makes us feel so good is the achievements that we make towards it. It could be personal, it could be sort of, self improvement. So indeed, I think my general evaluator of the meeting today is very happy because I took a serious note of her comment and I utilized my available 15 minutes wisely, I believe, to the role of the taking the role of the president to do that. And I would like now to officially end the meeting and would leave you all with thought and invite you all to join us for the next meeting again. With this, I conclude our meeting.